Hello there, H+III+T to put that dang on time. I just did an entire video just now where I was trying to mold what I was saying. I was trying to make sure that it didn't offend anyone. But I got like 16 minutes in and I started to get really, really passionate. I started to get really, really upset. And I don't want any of this to be lost. I just got to come out and say it. I will say before this video starts, my intention is not to influence anyone. I have a lot of younger subscribers, and I don't want to be the reason why you believe something or don't believe something. However, I don't care anymore. I just don't care anymore. I've talked in code so much over the last 5 years that I just can't physically do it anymore. I can't hide anything anymore. I didn't tell y'all I was gay for 3 years because I didn't want to influence anyone to do bad stuff. Like, I don't curse on camera. Like, I just can't. I'm gonna just be a thally with y'all. I can't anymore. I just can't do it. This is all one thing. This is all one major update. I just gotta come out and say it. Let me again say, I know I have younger subscribers. Do not let me influence you. Believe in whatever you want. Don't believe in whatever you want. Just because I believe something doesn't mean you have to believe something. Just because I don't believe in something doesn't mean you don't have to believe in something. I want to make that perfectly clear. I'm not trying to convert anyone. I'm not trying to get anyone to denounce anything. You keep doing you. This is me telling my story. And I can't be silent anymore, y'all. I just can't do it. I'm telling you, I just made like a 16-minute video of me trying to use like certain code to make... No, I just gotta say it. Indoctrination. Let's get into it. From the second I was born, I've been a Christian. From the literal second I was born, I just was. I didn't have a choice. No one asked me. I just was. I never questioned it because I thought that's just how the world was. Because that was the environments I've been put in since I was a baby. Literally. And again, you can tell what this video is about to be about. So if you are sensitive about this stuff, click off. I'll talk about the Knicks on Sunday or something. But if you have an open mind and you're willing to listen to me have a mental breakdown here on camera, then by all means, please have an open mind with me here. I was raised in a private school. Christian school, but we'll call it private school. This Christian school was in a church. Yes, the Christian school was in a church. So it's like there's the church, then there's like a little hallway, and there's like a school there. I won't get into any more specifics because I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, blah, blah, blah. So I was raised in a Christian school. In this Christian school, we were taught to believe in God. I think the church is Pentecostal or something like that. I get all the different sects of Christianities confused all the time, but that's not here or there. We were Pentecostal. That means the people that like speak in tongues and, you know, to break dance in the aisle, Blues Brothers type stuff, right? And, I don't even want to make this video, but I have to do it. I have to do it, gosh dang it, and I'm doing it. Okay, I'm sorry. Raised in a Christian school. And in this Christian school, they taught us from a very young age about Christianity. They told us that Christianity was fact. There's no way around it. And again, this is school. We're not talking about I went to church. We're talking about my school. We're talking about in English class, things are relating back to the Bible. We're talking about in math class, things are relating back to the Bible. I'm talking about school. I'm not talking about I went to church and my youth group was wilding. I'm talking about I was in school and everything related to Christianity. in being a good Christian. When I would get older, let's say 6, 7, 8, sure, you begin to question things and say, how is this possible? Why don't we know the answer to this? If this was that, what was before this? Simple logical questions. They meet you with, and again, this was my experience. I don't know what they taught you at your school. I'm talking about my experience at my Christian school. I was met with, when I asked logical questions, I was met with, my 7-year-old skepticism was met with, oh, you can't question that. No, you can't question that. You're not a true believer. You're not a true believer in God if you question any of this. Now, they would then tell you in the same breath, no, you should question God all the time. Absolutely come to it on your own terms. That's not, they just said that. They just said, they didn't want you to question it. They just said that. But you can't question things. It just is. So when you get even older, and I'm talking 10 years old, 11 years old, where it's at that awkward point where I watch TV, I listen to music, was good. VeggieTales ain't cutting it, was good. Actually, before I get that, let's speak on VeggieTales. There was a show called Bible Man. I mess with Bible Man so much. That was my show, y'all. I said, Bible Man, Miles Peterson, listen. That was my show. But there was this one episode, I'll never forget this, there was this one episode that scarred me to this friggin' day. Bible Man was fighting some kind of villain or whatever, and this villain was like whispering in people's ears something. And it would like encourage them to go onto the internet and they would learn like bad stuff. And this bad stuff would make them not want to be Christians anymore. So the moral of the story was Bible Man was saying you have to protect your ears and stuff and don't listen to bad stuff or don't let bad things get in your mind to change your belief. Now let's rewind. We're not talking about 24-year-old me right now. I'm talking about I was like 6 years old and I'm watching stuff where people are telling me and other children, do not ever question anything, believe in this blindly. When the world tries to feed you shenanigans, don't listen to it. Children! Anyway, we get older. We start asking more questions. Bible Man ain't cutting it anymore. I want real questions. How do we get here? What's going on? How the flight, like so many different things, so many logical questions. That's when the you're gonna go to hell speeches began. That's when the hellfire and brimstone speeches began. That's when all that started. That's when all of that started, y'all. That's when the, just so, and I'm not going to get into specifics because I got a lot of things to cover in this video. That's when all that started. So that would scare us. And again, we're 10 and 11 and 12. So now you're scaring us by telling us if we question or try to leave what we've been raised in, we're going to go to hell. I'm keeping it a beam with y'all. That's what they told us as children. And again, I'm not talking about church. I'm not talking about Sunday mornings and Wednesday nights. I'm talking about in school. I'm talking about in the classroom. This happened in the classroom. Y'all, every morning we would say the Pledge of Allegiance to the American flag. We say the Pledge of Allegiance to the Christian flag. And we say the Pledge of Allegiance to the freaking Bible. Now that might sound wild to y'all, but to me that was normal. That was normal to us. I'm going to run that back again. We said the Pledge of Allegiance to the American flag. We said the pledge to the Christian flag. And we said the pledge to an actual Bible. That was normal for me. Praise and worship in the middle of the day because why not? That was normal. And again, we're kids. We're children. Well, that stuff scared me. That stuff got to me. How I was raised, it got me. Bet. I never watched Harry Potter. I stopped messing with Pokemon because it's Satan. You know, blah, 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 all that. I became the most Christian person you've ever known. You've ever known. Ever. You could not top my level of Christianity, gosh dang it. I was all in. 1,000%. Call me an AEW pay-per-view, gosh dang it. I was all in. Terrible pun, I don't care. Bullet Club. Listen, I was all in. So much so that I developed a Twitch. I'm not playing, I'm not joking. This isn't for views, I'm telling you. I developed a Twitch where whenever in my mind there's silence, I thank God. Because why not? He created me. I'm worthless without him. My entire existence is to serve him. I love and adore him. Anything for him. I love him more than my parents. I love him more than my partner. Oh my gosh. And again, that might sound wild to y'all, but that's what we were raised on. Go read a Bible verse and just listen to this. We were being taught as children, your life doesn't matter. Your only purpose is to spread the word of God. What? Children, and again, we're not talking about, this was church. We're talking about, this is school. We learned this during math class. We learned this during science. So I developed a Twitch, and I still have it to this day. I cannot break it. I cannot break it. Whenever I am quiet, whenever I'm about to record a verse, I thank God. And I can't not do it, because it's in my freaking brain. I can't not do it. Because that stuff is in my head. I'm going to fast forward a little bit, gosh dang it. I'm going to just fast forward real quick. I'll get back to the timeline. There have been times where I drive and I feel it in my throat. Oh, I haven't thanked God and it's been like 15 minutes. I should probably thank him again because I'm alive. And I have closed my eyes while I am driving, took both of my hands like this off of the wheel and thanked God. Because if I die, who cares? I'm going to heaven. I'm not going to die while I'm thanking God. He'll protect me. I've had times where I cross the street and I might be looking at my phone or something like that, and a car like almost cuts me off. I don't stop walking because I'm not going to die. God's got me. I'm not playing with y'all. It's in my head. Drawing it back a little bit. I'm gay. We all know that. Common knowledge here on SeverTheBond. I saw the way they treated other gay people at my school. I saw the way they treated them. I'm not going to get into that because that's other people's testimonies. I'm not stepping on their toes. So I was told, and again, I don't know what church you were raised in or what private school you went to that was your church, that was your school. I was told that if you're gay, you're going to go to hell. There's no ifs or ands or buts about it. You're going to hell. Y'all know I've been struggling with that for years. You're gay, you go to hell. Simple as that. Now, you can injure people, you can harm people, you can do terrible things, you can lie, cheat, steal, whatever, cheat on your wife. Who cares? As long as you're a Christian, you're still going to heaven. But me, and again, hey, not trying to flex, but I'm a pretty cool dude. I'm a pretty nice guy. I follow the rules. I don't do anything wrong. But because I'm gay, I'm going to go to hell. The dude that robs a bank, right? The dude that robs a bank but just happens to be a Christian and repents right before they die because God knows their heart, goes to heaven. But because I'm gay and have done nothing wrong ever, I go to hell. So again, I couldn't handle that because to the point where I realized I was gay, it was so inbred in my mind The fear of hell. The fear, the fear of going against my mental law, my morals, was so strong from when I was a child. I'm talking baby. And I started to make excuses in my head. Like, well, God knows my heart. Right? Right? Nobody's perfect. God made me this way, blah, blah, blah. When you get down to the meat and potatoes of my specific religion, my personal experience and what I was told, that kind of stuff doesn't matter. You're lost. There's nothing you can do. So by me saying, God knows my heart, I'm going to still be a good person, blah, 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 that's me lying to myself. That was me lying to myself. Y'all, I just want to revisit again here. I never had the choice. Ever. I was never given the choice. Do you believe in this? Do you not? Do you want to believe in this? Do you not? I was put in these environments to have these mental chains on me for so many years. But let me fast forward the story a little bit more, because we all know Christians, and especially the type of Christian that I was. I mean, your stereotypical crazy Christian, that's what I was involved with. That's what I was involved in. But let's fast forward the story a little bit. So I made a few phone calls, and I'm talking about, this is a month ago at this point. I made a few phone calls a month ago. And long story short, I've always been skeptical. I never vocalized it because I felt like if I did, God would know my heart and I would just immediately go to hell or something like that. Because I was raised from a child that you can't question this kind of stuff. You can't think bad about this kind of stuff because God knows your heart. This person that never speaks back knows your heart. I used a little bit of logic and one conversation with a friend, and I decided, no, this ain't it. And I slowly but surely walked away from Christianity. Now, I'm not an atheist because I don't believe in anything at the moment. But that's not the end of the story. That's not the title. That's the lead up to indoctrination. We all know I'm depressed. I've been diagnosed with mild depression for years now. And we know how bad off I've been in the past. Wanting to kill myself, not seeing a point to life, all that. You can go back on my channel. OG subscribers know this about me. That was when I had something I believed in. That was when I had someone to talk to. I don't have that anymore. I don't believe in anything. I don't have anyone to talk to. I've been talking to no one for 24 years. All those times that I was going through stuff in my life, all those times that I was at the end of my rope, all those times I wanted to take my own life, and I prayed and prayed, and heard nothing back. I was talking to myself. I'm 24 years old. I've been talking to myself. That night, when I started to piece things together for myself, and I just got sick of everything. I don't say, I used to never say OMG because it's using the Lord's name in vain. I mean, so the list goes on. I mean, my Kanye West rants, obviously not the racial stuff, but his Yeezus album. I've never said that word up until now. Like, there are so many different things. I never said rap God for Eminem, any of that. There's so many different things we can go down. But that's another video for another day. That night when I went to sleep, I had to fight with myself. Should I pray? I've done it for 24 years. Should I pray? But I'm not praying to anyone because there's nobody there. That was, to this day, one of the worst nights of my entire life. Because I went to sleep, a 24-year-old man, in fear that I wouldn't wake up in the morning and I'd be in hell. 24 years old. And I almost couldn't sleep at the mere thought that if I let myself go to sleep and I don't pray, and I've all but denounced my faith, what if I wake up in hell? I can't express to you that type of fear. And that fear comes from years and years of telling a child, beating in a child's brain, these types of things. Raising a child in that. Raising a human in that. Raising an adult in that. I was afraid. That little twitch doesn't just go away. It's still there, and I can't help it. I can't stop. I can't stop. Whenever I'm quiet, as a matter of fact, when I stop recording this video, I'm probably going to say thank you, Lord, because I can't stop. It's wired in my brain. I can't stop. Whenever I see a fire truck drive by my block or something like that, I instinctively say, help them, Lord. It's not even voluntarily. I just do it. I can't not. It's in my brain. I can't not do it. Do you understand that? The example I brought up the other day, earlier in the video, when I was driving and I let go of the steering wheel, closed my eyes and looked to the sky and said, thank you, Lord. That constant sense of protection that nothing bad is ever going to happen to me. Saying a prayer over my food in public in very shady places with my eyes closed like this, with my food out in the open, with my drink out. All the times that I just said, nothing's going to happen to me. When I experience those things now, when I'm driving and someone's like, and a car is like, or like a big semi-truck is like dangerously close to me, and I feel like they're about to clip me, two things run through my mind. The first is that there's no one who's going to protect me. Life can happen. Random chance can happen. I can just die. And there's no one to protect me. That hits. I've never been unprotected before. Then number two hits. If I die, it's not, oh well, I go to heaven. There is nothing. There is nothing. This is something 15-year-olds come to terms with on their own in high school, in public school. They just get over that. They have the week or two where they're upset about it, then they get over it because they grow up and they move on, and that's life. I am just now at 24 having to deal with it. I can't sleep. I cannot sleep at night. Because I don't have a firm grasp on reality. I don't have a firm grasp on what is now, what matters, what's the point. Because there's nothing. I'm going to live my life, get older, and die at a random point. And that's it. And there's nothing that's going to stop that. With every second that goes by, I am that much closer to not existing anymore. And I have to deal with that at 24. Nothing matters. I have to deal with that. Something else on a lighter note that I have to deal with. I'm just venting at this point. Y'all know I don't know anything about evolution. They literally taught me in science class at my private school that if you ever go to public school, purposefully fail biology because none of that's real. God made everything. Read the first couple chapters in Genesis. I don't know anything about evolution, and that's basic science. I was told ignore science. I'm currently watching some YouTube videos with Bay to educate me on the fact that we came from monkeys and all that blah, blah, blah. You know, basic science stuff that I have no concept of. I have to deal with all of this at age 24. And I don't blame the teachers. I don't blame my family. I don't blame anyone because they were in the same thing that I was in. They were raised in probably, maybe not a Christian school, but they were probably raised in churches. They were, you know, bred to believe certain things. Just the idea that if I would have continued to if I would have continued to have gone to public school, probably would have came to these conclusions a little bit earlier in life, like everyone else did. Or I would be one of those people who just say, "Oh, I'm not really religious. I'm sure there's someone up there, you know, blah blah." But they're still able to sleep at night because they weren't raised in a church. Their school wasn't a church. And it's not just Christianity, y'all. I mean, who's to say like what makes Christianity the right one? Maybe it's Buddhism, right? Maybe it's I mean, even Christians fight with each other. The Catholic people, the I mean, if I would have had the choice, if I would have had the choice of do you want to keep going to church or not, maybe this wouldn't have affected me the way it has in life. But the fact that I was in those places, with people who would speak in tongues from some feeling that wasn't there. They just felt like they had to do it. Singing songs about shenanigans. Maybe it wouldn't have affected me as much if I would have had the choice. I didn't get the choice. Maybe it wouldn't have hurt me so much. I'm making this video because I'm tired. And I personally don't feel like anything matters. So that is how I was raised. That is where I am at mentally. If you made it this far in the video, I'll see you on Sunday. I'm going to take the weekend, or the week off. Weekend, I don't know, off from videos. I'll see you after the game on Sunday. I don't even know the point of why I'm posting this video. I just had to get all this out. And again, if you're a Christian, good for you. Keep being a Christian if that makes you happy. If that's what you believe in, don't let me influence you. Keep doing what you do. I just had to share my story. And I know I'm not alone. I know there's other people who grew up in Christian schools who were going through the same thing that I am. Maybe you're not gay, but you went through the same things that I did. Yeah.